Greetings and salutations, my stitchy friends. How is everyone this morning? Whoops. So good, I hope. So good. Okay. Where are we? Here we go. Ay, ay. I know. You know what? It's so crazy, Keels. I was a little late. I was 1 minute late logging on this morning. And you know what? I wish I could tell you I was doing something exciting. I wasn't. I just lost track of time. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But I have lots of things to talk about, and I have, lots of stitching to do. My stitching time has slowed down. I think that it's, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I feel like, part of it is, the bandwidth of what I can carry right now. I think that's part of why I am, why I struggled with chain stitch last week. I think my head's just not all the way in the game with the whole, Uncle Andy thing. But I pulled myself back, so there you go. So that counts for something, doesn't it? Crying out loud. Good morning, Brenda. Keels, did I say good morning? If I didn't, good morning. It's lovely to see you here. And you know what's so crazy, you guys? It's not like this is the first time I've done, this is so crazy. It's not like this is the first time I had done chain stitch. But isn't that crazy that, like, I don't know why I struggled with it so much last week. I don't know. Oh, everybody make sure you have a big drink. I stitch during Cubs games, and they play practically. Yeah, baseball has the most games in a season. That's for sure. We are watching the basketball playoffs right now, so I do often stitch, but I haven't. Some days I'm just sitting on the couch, and that's so unlike me. I have to have something to do. This chain stitch, God, I love it so much. 162 games. How insane is that? How insane is that? Oh my gosh, you guys. So one of the things I found to talk about today, oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell you. Ordinary and Happy Life have this, has this section, and it's called, something to talk about when you don't know what to talk about. And oh my gosh, the one that I found, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so right up my alley. And I hope it's up yours too. Ready? Theme songs you can't get out of your head. And you know what popped in my head as soon as I read that? WKRP in Cincinnati. So tell me, what's a theme song that's stuck in your head? or that just, you know, sings in your head. Oh my gosh, that was so good. That was so good. Cincinnati, WKRP. I loved that show. So think about it. What's your theme song that gets stuck in your head? Laverne and Shirley, that one gets stuck in my head. And if you think of Laverne and Shirley, then you absolutely think of Happy Days. There are some British shows that I like. Yep, there you go, Keels. There you go. Friends, I know. Oh, so there's some British ones that I like the songs so much that I look for them online. I've even downloaded a few of them because it's like a whole song. Oh, I love it so much. Kind of like the Rembrandts. I'll be there for you. How about you, Bren? Do you have a theme song that gets stuck in your head? I was telling Jeff, so we watch a lot of Taylor Sheridan shows, you know? And I said, I think if you listen to the soundtrack, the theme songs for all of his shows, they're all pretty similar. What do I want to say? Like in sound. I don't know how to explain that, but I think they all sound like I'm stuck. Why am I stuck? Okay, that's moving. We need that to move. Both of them. Happy Days. I know. Because now it's in your head right now, isn't it? I was on a little bit of a roll there, you guys. I got all cocky. Look what happened. Maybe I'll go back through and see if I can just undo it. It's right there. That's the dilemma. That's the... Oh, I had to take my glasses off. I was going blind as a bat. Yep, it's right there. There's the moment that things went awry. I just thought that one was so good, and I thought that's a fun thing to just ponder. So now that I've planted that seed in your head, let's see what happens throughout the rest of the day. See if your noggin is full of songs from crazy shows. I have to think that talking while you chain stitch doesn't help. No, it wasn't that. I just caught it. I just caught it by one, caught like this one little, there we go. Okay. All right, so what else do I have to talk about? Let's see. Oh, I saw this thing that talked about ways to be inspired. And so like just in your own like little world, you know. And they said look at plants. I love to look at plants. Sometimes I like to go to like Lowe's and just walk around the plant department. Sometimes I don't even buy anything. That's rare, but whatever. I do, like, sometimes I like to look at them. I like to, you know, just see all the different varieties and the colors, and, you know, I probably take a picture or two. But I thought, look at plants. That's a good one. You could look at plants on a walk. You could look at plants in your own backyard. You could look at plants at the grocery store, because they often have plants. I love it. Everybody take a drink. What's another one? Listen to sounds around you. So that one was interesting because as I was thinking about that, I just got really quiet. I mean, my house is usually pretty quiet anyway, just because, you know, it's just me and Jeff and this crazy dog. But I heard the clock tick on the wall. I heard the pool pump go on. I heard, do you know what I mean? Like, if you just get quiet every now and again, you hear these noises that happen in your house that usually, I guess, we just kind of, we're so used to them that we don't, you kind of almost don't hear them after a while. It's like if you live by a train and you don't even hear the train after a while. We happen to live by a train. Anyway, so just think about that. Like, listen to the sounds in your environment and see what you get. You know, one thing I do love about a chain stitch is you can make a nice turn. Do you know what I mean? You can get a good turn. Like a nice, crisp corner. Good morning, Valerie. I plan to go to the garden center on Friday to get my annuals. Can't wait. Oh, I know. Don't you love to, I know. I do love to go to the garden center. I do, especially, like, I like to go to garden centers, like, when we go to California, because then I'm like, oh, what flowers grow over here? Could I try that at home? So I did a couple years ago, well, maybe last year. We were in California, and there's a big garden center there, right by the flower fields in Carlsbad. I think it's called Anderson's, I think. Anyway, I found this giant foxglove, and you know what? I was able to keep it going for quite a while over here, like all during the spring and summer, and then but then it died completely. But I bought another one this year, and I found it in Arizona. A foxglove is just, oh my gosh, the flowers are so pretty. They're just so unusual. Anyway, Let's see. What was the next one after? Sit by a river or a lake. We do have a lake, not very far from here. And sometimes I do like to just drive up there and just listen. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of a nice thing to do. I think I need to start new at on the A. And I'm gonna have to, you know, this thread isn't gonna last much longer. Okay, I'm just gonna go back through and cut it off. So sit by a river or a lake. I think that's nice. Let's see. It is 45 degrees in Amarillo right now. We've had crazy weather and no rain. That's crazy. You know, I thought for sure we would get some kind of rain. And you know what? We haven't gotten anything. And I was telling my uncle when I went to visit him yesterday, I go, you know what's so crazy? Flagstaff, which is the big town north of us, and Tucson, which is the big town south of us, both got rain. We did not. Nothing. We were at 76 yesterday, and we're supposed to be 100 by Saturday. So I'm sure it's just going to keep getting warmer as the days go by. Did everybody have Mexican food for Cinco de Mayo? Sit by a river. I like the sound of the water moving. I know. There's something about it, isn't there? There's something about it. I grew up in Michigan, and you know, water is everywhere. Water is everywhere there. So, I've sat by lots of rivers and a few lakes, but mostly rivers. I just tied that in a knot, you guys. Honest to Pete. As I was pulling it apart. And I just cut all my fingernails off. I can't, you know, I think I want long fingernails, and then I can't stand it. They get in my way of whatever I'm doing, and I do every now and again go in and get a manicure because they just, it's good to have like a professional push back my cuticles, not just me. But I will say that I'm usually sitting next to somebody who has these long, gorgeous fingernails, you know? And there I am with my little, I tell people, my stubby farm wife hands. What's the next one? Let's see. Find a hidden pathway. That was a good one. So like if you go for a walk in a wooded area or you know. That's the culprit right there. I'm gonna try and get that guy. So Valerie, one of the things I was talking about earlier was theme songs that get stuck in your head. Do you have a theme song that gets stuck in your head? What did you say? There we go. Hallelujah. We had a little rain a couple of days ago. We have been overcast and cool. We are supposed to be in the 80s this weekend. Yeah. So find a hidden pathway. That's kind of a fun thing, I think. Like a fun idea, you know? Oh, everybody take a drink. Oh my gosh. And the last one that was on that list is admire architecture. And I was thinking about that. And, you know, sometimes people, like I've done the architecture tour of Chicago, and I've done a similar tour in New York City. But, I mean, you can look at architecture in your own neighborhood, in your own downtown, in your own, you know what I mean? There's always something, like there's always, I like the ones where there's just this little bit of character to see. I love that. I love that, love that. Architecture can be different styles of farmhouses if you happen to live in that kind of an area. I just look around my own neighborhood. We all have very similar houses, but some people have done something a little different. Do you know what I mean? Like a different kind of garage door or a different kind of roof, or you know what I mean? So I will be on the lookout for different kinds of architecture wherever I go. Like the hospital that my uncle is in Scottsdale, and it's in like an old part of Scottsdale. So like way more, as I'm driving over there, lots of mid-century ranch houses, some really old stucco, you know, when you're driving, you see all kinds of things that, you know, you might not normally see. If I go for a little walk, I'm hoping I can take him for a little walk, or at least outside a little bit. He loves the sun like his niece. We've been talking about that. That we both moved away from freezing cold Michigan, especially Sault Ste. Marie, to head to the sun. Oh my gosh, I love that chain stitch. It's a Disneyland hat, Valerie. It's a Disneyland hat. So Valerie, do you have a theme song in your head? me wants one of those little stand things that you can hold your embroidery. Do you know what I mean? I know that there's a needlepoint store near where my uncle is staying right now. And I was like, oh, I want to go in there. Just because I like to look at it all. I've done needlepoint in the past, and I like it. It's just, it's so expensive. It's so expensive. I think I told you guys I had a friend in high school whose sister was starting her own needlepoint business, and she interviewed me to paint a canvas, but I didn't pass the muster. But I've done like a couple of needlepoint kits. Yeah, Valerie, me too. Me too. And it's the perfect stitch for a title, isn't it? It's a perfect stitch for like the main thing on your stitched piece. Like the name of a flower, like the name of a flower seed packet. And I'm doing it with double strands, so it's really prominent. I love that. Big and chunky. How am I going to get myself? Here we go. Finish up this little loopity loop. Oh my gosh, so I have this story to tell you guys. I want to stand to hold my hoop. Sometimes my hand holding the hoop gets tired. Yeah, I know, that's weird. Or it's just like an awkward angle. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes like maybe I should have changed to a smaller hoop when doing this. Anyway, first world problems, right? So I have this story to tell you that I read, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, so let's see. Find my little piece of paper. So there's this woman named Lily Walker, and she she is an immigrant from Latvia. And she is 105 years old. 105. How crazy is that? Do you have any new 4th of July projects for Adornit? Well, I have something kind of in the works. So I'm hoping to, fingers crossed. Jeff's out of town for a couple days, so that usually means I can have like a big, long drawing session to myself. So I'm hoping to, I have lots of ideas. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I know some of the 4th of July just came out. I'm really, really, really pushing to get mine done. I have 3 hoops that I use. I have a small, medium, and large hoop. Interesting. I know, but I'm a lazy Jane about changing hoops. I know. Seriously, so dumb. Okay, so Lily Walter, excuse me, who is 105, just renewed her library card. An immigrant, a lifelong reader, and proof that a library card might be the most powerful thing you own. Listen up. In 1949, Lily Walter left Latvia to start over in the U.S. She arrived in a new country with a new language and a new life to build. But one thing had been constant since she was 4 years old: her library card. Now 105 years old and living in Ohio, Lily has borrowed thousands of books from the Hubbard Public Library alone. She reads fiction, cozy mysteries, and most of all, books about real people. She doesn't make recommendations. She believes every reader deserves to find their own way. In her 80s and 90s, Lily didn't just borrow from the library. She volunteered there. She loved checking the circulation data, curious to see which books in her community, what books her community was reading, and which were being overlooked. Even then, she was watching over her library. Lily's story isn't just beautiful, it's backed in science. Reading regularly has been shown to strengthen memory, reduce stress, and improve sleep. Helping delay the onset of dementia and Alzheimer's, Lily is living proof that a century of reading can help us live longer. And then there's a quote, and I swear, it's so good, you guys. In hard times, reading can take you to a better place. And isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? If you are a reader, you know that to be true. That I just, yay, Lily. Yay, yay, Lily. Whoops. You guys, I still have WKRP in Cincinnati theme song in my in my head. I know. I loved that too, Keels. I loved that too. You know, I love me a story. I do. Oops. Oh my gosh. So has anybody watched the show Rooster? I think it might be, let's see. It's with Steve Carell, and he, he's a delight. Let's see. See if I can find it. It's on HBO. I swear, they do, I love to read too, Valerie. And you know what's so funny? When I read that quote, I was like, reading has, in hard times, taken me someplace else. Made me want to explore or learn about a new place or a new time in history, or do you know what I mean? I love that. I love that. So we just had family book night or family reading book club last night, and it was and now we have to it was fun, and we did get some Mexican food to eat, and now we have to finish the book by next book club, which is well, now I have that song in my head, Valerie. I remember when it first came out. Oh my gosh. Isn't it funny? They say that music is, there are songs that are the what do they say? The playlist of your life. I absolutely believe that. Have I started? No, I'm going to start it today, Keels. Have you started it? Are you done? Halfway through listening to it. Okay. And it's a good narrator? Oh, I'm telling you, I think a good narrator can make or break an audiobook. That is for sure. Oh my gosh, I saw another thing that was micro adventures that you can take yourself on. And I thought, oh, that's a cute. And just a little something to, sorry, putting lip balm on, talking too much. Just something to just kind of give yourself a little something new in your life. Get a new snack you've never tried at the grocery store. We've talked about that before, like finding a new fruit or finding a new cracker or cookie or whatever, cereal, whatever. No Mexican food last night. I wasn't feeling good yesterday, so I will have some tonight. Exactly. That's your prerogative, Valerie. You can do whatever you want. Right? We had Mexican food from our favorite Mexican restaurant called Caramba. And there's this cheese crisp that I am just mad for. It is chicken and green chili. Oh my gosh. It's so good. And there's a machaca beef one too. And that's quite delicious also. Have you ever stopped listening to a book because of the reader? I haven't stopped, but like at that point, I always look to see who the narrator is. And I haven't stopped usually because it was like maybe for book club, and so I knew I had a deadline. If I was just reading it leisurely, I might stop and then get the hard copy from the library or something. Mostly I listen because I can do it while I draw. I can listen while I draw. Have you ever stopped listening because of the narrator, Valerie? Anyone else? That's a good question. Okay, I found a really good black bean dip. The brand is Desert Pepper. Yummy. Oh, like at the regular grocery store, Keely, or like someplace special? Because that's always weird, isn't it? Like if you go someplace, like sometimes if I'm feeling like I need something new in my life, I do like to go to Cost Plus because they always have unusual things. Or we do have a Whole Foods, but it's far away. But I think a Whole Foods is coming closer. I don't know. Yes, you have, because you couldn't stand the voice. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? And you wouldn't think that would be so powerful, but it absolutely is. I like especially when the author is the narrator, because it's their story. So do you know what I mean? They know what to emphasize and what not, and I don't know. I just really like it when it's the okay. I'm trying to think if I've found something new. Well, I'm on the tail end of my sumo oranges, but my wild twist apples are readily available. So, but you know what's so crazy? I've only found them at this one particular Fry's, which is our Kroger. Look, and you know, there's many locations, and I happen to go to one that's not near my house, but the one near my house does not have them, so I will go to that faraway Fry's just to get my apples. You know, I love me some apples. My uncle and I were talking yesterday about there was a tree in my Graham's front yard on Sugar Island that had these green apples that were so sour. I can't even describe to you how sour, but we would just keep eating them. Even though our mom told us we would get a stomach ache, but Uncle Andy taught us that if you put some salt on it, that kind of cut the sourness. You know what? We did it. And we ate apples all summer long. But they were so sour. I can't even... We were talking about how it would just hurt the sides of your mouth. But you just keep eating it. Crazy. And I was telling him that I got... my Graham had this... I don't even know the name of the tool, actually, but it's, like you boil apples and then you put them in, it's kind of a grinder. It kind of looks like a pan with mesh on the bottom. And then it has this thing that swirls around, and it makes applesauce. Oh, they were just wild crab apples, I think. They were so terrible. But we just ate them because it was something fun to do. That'll give you a glimpse into my childhood. And you know, kids, please, we just do crazy things, right? I think I'm going to get like one more stitch out of this thread. Then I need to rethread. Maybe two. I don't know why that's such a thing. But it is, you guys. It absolutely is. Okay, back through. Okay. Rethread. Okay, what'd you say, Valerie? My grandpa grew all kinds of fruit trees and berries. He always had a garden going with veggies. Oh my gosh, don't you love that? I know, my other grandma, my grandma Chicky, on the other side of Sugar Island, she had raspberry bushes, like, right outside her back door. And we would pick raspberries, and then she would make like a tapioca and made this like raspberry sauce for on top. Oh my gosh, it was so good. But they were wild raspberries, so you know, they were so tiny. It took so many. So good thing there were a lot of us cousins, a lot of grandkids. And she'd give us all a cup to fill, and you know, we ate 90% of what we picked. But you know what? She kept us busy, and that was probably a good thing too. It was so fun. Oh, other micro adventures. Learn a new skill like folding origami or a couple of phrases in another language. I was like, I could do that. I could do that. I am intrigued by origami, and I've done some. So I thought, well, let's do that. That sounds fun. And a couple of phrases in another language, that's attainable. That's for sure. What's the next one? Watch the sunset and reflect on your day. That's one that we can all do, right? We can all watch the sunset and reflect on our day. I thought that was a really good one too. We had the most brilliant sunset the other day because we have a giant wildfire west of here. And it's still burning, I believe. I mean, it was giant and it was ferocious. And so, and it's west of here, so you can imagine the sunset was just brilliant. I mean, the sky was like hot pink and bright, bright orange. It was crazy. I want to learn origami. I want to learn Japanese. Valerie, didn't we talk about traveling to Japan? I would love to go to Japan for the stationery alone. But I want to see everything too, you know? I had a snag. Not too bad, but, you know, just enough. You want to live there for at least a year. Oh, wow. I think it would be certainly such an entirely different way of life over there, you know? I think it would be totally, totally different way of life. The first library book, coming back to libraries, the first library book I ever had, I ever checked out, was about a little Japanese girl and her shoes. And my mom painted an oil painting of that book, like something from that book. I remember it was on my bedroom wall as a little girl. And you know, I don't know, we've never found that canvas, so I don't know if she painted over it or who knows. Do you know what I mean? Maybe we'll find it somewhere someday. Oh, I would love to walk the Pacific Coast Trail too, but that's a daunting endeavor, that's for sure. Or at least, like, at least want to drive it so I see it from start to finish. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to see, I just like to see it all. As much as I can. We only get one life, right? We should see as much as we can. One of my besties' wife had a long-term project with Disney's Japan park. Oh, he loved it so much that he considered buying a retirement home there. Wow. That sounds fascinating. Well, and to work with Disney, I would think that would be, you know, that would be tremendous. I'm going to start buying equipment I need for it. Sadie and I are going to walk it. Oh my gosh, Valerie, that would be exquisite. You'll have to, you know, start a Instagram for us to all follow. We would love that. And oh my gosh, Sadie would love it too, I'm sure. Because she's still young enough that she would just be game every day, you know? I mean, consider those monks. Come on. That was amazing, wasn't it? Oh, I got twisty-turny. That was just incredible. And those cute doggies. Well, there's just one doggie, I think, that walked with them. Oh my gosh, you guys, an hour is up. Living in Japan is a whole different lifestyle. They have a lot of rules you have to follow. I bet they do. I bet they do. Because it's a pretty clean country, I think, right? I think that they have lots of... I'm sure to maintain that, they would have to have a lot of rules. All right. I adore you all. And I will... Oh, you still follow them. Ooh, now I'm going to go look them up. I adore you all, and I'm so grateful that you hung out for an hour. If you're watching this on a replay later on, just let us know. #replay. We would love to, you know, keep in touch. Answer any of the questions, blab about any of the things that we blabbed about, all the things. I adore you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.